Adam, the White-Hair Master. Episode 8. Perfect Cat. Hello, this is me again. I was the one called Adam and began our story today. The one in trouble was my friend's sister. That was a bit complicated. You just need to know she was Nora. She told me that something was happening with her family, so he wanted Adam to help her. Since my friend had outed of the town for her business trip, so Adam and I had to find the way to Nora's place on by our own. Based on the address she had sent me via text, we could finally find Nora's apartment. I looked carefully at the address on my phone and compared it to the address in front of me. If everything was good, we reached her place already. I have seen Adam with his exceptional abilities from time to time and looked forward to seeing more. I wanted to learn them from him as well. Once we reached the apartment's gate, Adam asked me why all of my friends got that spiritual stuff and why they told me and asked for help. I gave him a big smile. I told him what was his ability for. I wanted to hide from him that I have contacted all around to ask if people need help spiritually. So that I could eyewitness his talent, I had to wait a while to have Nora contact me. I had to work very hard on that. Adam told me that might be I got the potential. That was the first time I heard him encourage me. I knew it, I knew I fit in the job very well. Adam continued. He told me that the unnatural thing would come and happen to some particular one. That was all destined already to how it is. Even how far you go, it would come after you. I was unable to understand him anymore. I walked to Nora's apartment and rang the bell. Once the door opened a little, I saw a cat ran out under my feet. The cat was very fast, so that I had no preparation and was startled. I screamed aloud, which was very embarrassing in front of people. The cat ran outside without a turn. Nora came out and called the cat back. The cat's name was Lucy. Seeing Adam and me there, Nora didn't come after Lucy outside. Then she welcomed us to the house politely. She was sorry about Lucy. She had no idea why the cat kept running outside very often. Adam gazed at the cat's shadow from afar. He stood there frozen. It made me unable to guess what was in his head, so I called him out to hurry to go inside the house. Nora was very thoughtful. She brought us some fruits and teas. She invited us to have some. I shyly smiled at her, told her that she didn't have to be too formal like that to us and just let us be her guests. Being following Adam for a long while, I learned the straightforward from him. I spoke up and asked Nora about the unusual things in her house. Nora told us her problem in no time. She thought her house was haunting. Adam surprisingly asked her why she would think of it. Did she hear or see something out of the norm? Nora told us her suspicion. She thought a child was at her house, a familiar kid to her. His name was Andrew. I asked who Andrew was. Nora told us that Andrew was a little kid who lived in the apartment earlier. A few days earlier, Andrew played hide and seek with the other kids in the neighborhood. Andrew hid out, and since then, he didn't come outside. He went missing. Andrew's parents called out for the apartment securities and went to find him around the apartment now and then, but there was nothing to ring the bell. The kid was still nowhere to be found. After then, seeing that turned to be serious, Andrew's parents reported to the police. They had started the investigation in days, but there was nothing new. They doubted that the kidnappers had taken Andrew away. After a few days, a terrible event had happened at Nora's apartment. She has heard the crying baby sounds in her apartment at night for days. She was living there by herself, that night after she passed out. She drowsily heard a baby crying sound. The sound awakened her instantly. Nora woke up and listened to the sound carefully. She heard from the living room that the more she listened, the clearer the sound was. Nora opened her bedroom door and went outside silently. The crying sound was from the living room behind the couch. Nora spoke up loudly and asked who was there. but there was no one answer her. She repeated the question of who was there and walked towards the couch. Out of the blue, her cat Lucy jumped out from behind the couch. Nora startled and scolded Lucy. She was nearly scared to death. Then Nora held Lucy in her hands and looked at the couch. She walked to the behind of the couch, but there was nothing. She couldn't understand what had happened. The night after, she woke up in the middle of the night and went to the bathroom. Right after opening the bedroom door, Nora felt something strange. There was a wet baby footprint trace in the living room. Her fridge was wide opening, and the food inside was scattering around like a mess. She thought that Andrew had been killed and his spirit had come to her house every night for food. Nora was really scared. She had no idea why Andrew come to her house but not his parents. After hearing all of that, Adam didn't ask about Andrew, but he asked after her cat, Lucy. When did Lucy start acting weird like that? It was bizarre. Her cat started to run outside very often after Andrew went missing a few days. Nora asked if there was a connection between Andrew and Lucy. Adam didn't answer right then. He stood up and told her that he needed to walk around to find the leads. She told us just to be her guests. I knew Adam had something in his head already. There was definitely something wrong in the house. I followed Adam and looked around the house, the bedroom, the living room, the kitchen, and the bathroom. I asked Adam if he could see anything. But his answer was no. There was nothing abnormal in the house. That was an unacceptable answer to me. Rationally speaking, there must have been a ghost in the house. Why did Adam not see anything? I asked him once again to confirm. So there was nothing in the house, no ghost, no spirit. Was Adam sure about that? Adam replied cold-bloodedly. Adam looked at every room and opened all the windows out. I was very confused about how the heck there was nothing in the house. Adam faced down under the windows and assured that he saw nothing unusual here. Nora's apartment was on the 3rd floor. Adam opened the windows and stared outside to check if it could climb in from the outside. Finally, Adam asked Nora that if Lucy could climb out from the windows. Nora replied that sometimes her cat could open the windows from inside and jump out. She asked if that was abnormal? Just like me, Nora wasn't getting why Adam didn't ask anything about the ghost in her apartment but her cat. Adam replied confidently to her, there was nothing to worry about. He would catch the ghost in her house that night. Honestly, that was the expected answer from me. If Adam weren't able to help Nora out, that would be embarrassing because I was the one who assured Nora that I could help. Hearing his words, I believed Adam could catch the ghost that night, and Nora's problem would be sorted all out for good. Adam took from his bag a small camera out and put it towards the fridge. I thought that might be his special camera to record ghosts, as I have seen in the movie. I curiously asked him, but he said that I was just overthinking. He told me that was just a regular camera. I gotta confess, even I have been friended with him for years, but I could not guess what was in his head at that time. Alright, I believed in what he had told me, that was just a regular camera. After setting up the camera, Adam stood up and said goodbye to her. I could see that Nora was confusing just like me earlier. We didn't understand what Adam was thinking. But I pretended to be confident and waved her goodbye as if I knew all of Adam's plan. I tried to comfort her that she shouldn't worry anymore. We would solve her problem in no time. After then, Adam left me when we came to the apartment's yard. He told me he would see me at night there, how a good friend was. That night, as scheduled, I came to the apartment yard. I had to wait for him until 10:40 p.m. I had stood there and nearly been eaten up by the mosquitoes. I had been bitten by the mosquito all over my body, but he still faced his phone calmly. I complained to him why he came that late. I came closer to him and tended to give him some more complaints, but seeing his phone screen, I wasn't able to speak up. On his screen, that was what the camera recorded inside Nora's house. Her cat Lucy was on the screen. She stepped towards the fridge and slowly opened the door. Lucy took out the food from the fridge. And then she moved out of the camera. She went towards the windows where Adam looked out earlier. Adam turned his screen off and looked towards Nora's windows. It was just in time. I gazed up there as well. I saw Lucy opened the windows and jumped out from the third floor to the nearby air conditioner. From the third floor air conditioner, she jumped to the windows on the second floor. She was moving very fast and agile, as if she had done it a lot of times before. Lucy landed on the ground and jumped towards the wall around the apartment. I observed her movements. I stood there frozen until Adam ran after Lucy and rushed me then. At that moment, I could pull myself together and run after Lucy to the wall. Lucy lightly jumped out of the wall and disappeared. I wasn't able to imagine that Adam decided to jump as well. He put his one leg to a branch at the wall to take a run up. And his body was thrown out the wall as lightly as the cat. I didn't have a gut to jump after them. I tended to climb via the lamp post, but the security guys stopped me then. They asked me what I was doing and why I climbed to the post like that. I explained to the security guys that I was a good guy. I came to help a resident at the apartment chase after a ghost. I insisted to them to believe in me. The more I explained, the more they doubted me. They thought I was a robber and took me to the security's office. They said that I looked like a ghost, and I better tell them the truth at their office. I wasn't able to come after Adam to see what happened next, so I told you the thing I had heard from Adam. He told me that after climbing out of the wall and went after Lucy. He chased after Lucy to construction outside of the apartment. Lucy went to an open area with some broken rocks and walls, messing up on the ground. Adam saw someone's head under the ground via the gap between rocks. He assured that there must be someone inside, so he dialed the police's number instantly. The police came to the open area in no time. After hearing Adam briefly summarized what happened, some of the police officers helped Adam to lift the rock up then. It turned out a forgotten manhole. Andrew and Lucy were under there, but the little boy was passing out. There were a bunch of food bags around him that had been brought there by Lucy. Andrew was brought to the hospital shortly. Regarding me, I could get away from the security office thanks to Nora. So the truth was Lucy coincidentally fell to the sewer through the manhole and saw the little boy there. Andrew had fallen to the manhole while playing hide and seek with his friends. But he wasn't able to get out of the manhole because there was a rock stuck there all of a sudden. The cat had brought food to him every day. After hearing what happened, Nora hugged her cat and shouted out her Lucy was the best. That story was able to end there, but I was still curious. Adam looked at me and could read my mind. He asked me what I wanted to know. Just spit it out to him. I asked him all of my questions instantly. How Lucy could open the fridge and the windows on her own to feed that little boy. How he could know Lucy was capable of that and put a camera in the kitchen. I have never fed a pet. I didn't know how an animal could think and act like a human being. Adam smiled at me and answered that he saw some scratches at the fridge's door, as well as the windows, and he had known that pets could open doors just like a human. I continued my questions. If that was all animals' skills, there was no doubt that Lucy could do that. So what about the baby crying sounds and the baby footprints in Nora's apartment? Adam explained to me scientifically, the crying sounds were from Lucy. She had heard Andrew's cry, so she Lucy'd him. Regarding the baby footprints, that must be Lucy as well. She had put her foot on the water beforehand. Once she stepped on the ground, the water spread out and looked like the baby's footprint. Up to that moment, I got nothing left to ask since everything he explained to me very logical. I have to tell you that our pets are brilliant nowadays. Lucy found Andrew out when she was exploring around the manhole area. On top of that, she brought Andrew food. I had to speak up to Adam. Lucy was a perfect cat. Adam told me that was rational. The cat was the top smart animal and also a very spiritual animal. The cat could see the things people weren't able to. Adam was really a perfect man. He was good at ghost catching, knew kung fu, and understood science very well, which made me envy him. I told Adam that he was a psychic and a scientist in sociology, how he could know all of that. His answer made me more envious. He replied to me that just the basic knowledge which everyone knows. I got pissed off when he didn't teach me anything. I told him that I wanted to learn psychical abilities from him. But Adam kept his cool from time to time even though I tried my best to convince him. Such a brutal world. What a friend for.